The song you were hearing is a guitar tune by the late Attila Zoller. Excuse me. This is just a simple guitar tune from, I think, the 40s or 50s, and it's just this really sweet, somber, kind of melancholy, but still warm song that's just basically a person improvising on guitar. And over the past 2 years, it's been involved in quite a few remixes, so I thought, why not try my hand at one of those? So here is a beat breakdown. So the beat obviously starts like that, and I time corrected it like such, so that way it could just sound on time, because it's at like 80 BPM, so. Towards the ending of this intro, I added a cowboy bebop soundbite. And honestly, it's just cut to a bunch of different things. I added that little ooh-wee-oh fill from my friend Sarah when we were out and about with some other people.
What do we see here? We see a Duncan and his camera. Ooh-wee-oh.
I think that was the Creative Burnout video, actually, on my main channel, where I ended up going to a fall festival in a nearby town. The bass line in particular, I try to basically set the same chord structure as the melody, but just have that little bit of variation. So instead of hearing the regular notes and chords for the main melody, instead you more so hear this when you play the guitar line. And I just tried to create a bit of variation in this next section, and this whole area is just a breakdown. So obviously you have the main melody, which I retimed to this. The bass line is a bit varied from the other one, but it carries the same concept as the melody. Before I go into the next section, which is a bit more the same, the drums are a bit different. The original drum fill is this. And so with this, I decided to widen it with Ozone Imager. This is something I put on everything I use, whether it's guitar or drums or vocals. Any stuff that hasn't been processed already, things like raw audio samples, I just use that on everything. Sometimes I widen it, sometimes I don't. It really just depends. But for the drums, it is a must, because that's how you get a good thumping kick, along with, well, in EQ, obviously. So the drums sound more so like this, originally, with the Ozone Imager as well. And then I added a bit crusher, so that way it would just be that little bit more low-tech, lo-fi, all that. However, that took away some of the kick drum, so what I did is I doubled it up with the same kick drum, just without the bit crusher. In context, together, the drums sound like this. Now, in particular, you might be looking at this audio sample called Drake and Future, I'm the Plug. This is in particular Drake's verse, and to be honest, it was actually kind of hard to find a high quality version of this on YouTube itself, because I think either Drake or Future had that video taken down, but there were still other resources, and very sketchy ones, where I could find it. So for that in particular, I threw Ozone Imager because it had lost some of the width from the isolation. It was re-EQ'd. In particular, I did so to more so get it so that way you can only hear Drake's voice. So this is without all the other effects except for the EQ and the pitch shifter. Without the EQ, it sounds like this, and there is a very evident hi-hat and kick drum that you can hear. So when I turn the EQ on, it gets rid of all that. And then with that, just add ozone for width, isotope vinyl to give it that low tech, and the pitch shifter is already doing its thing. Now there is some leftover kick drum that can be heard, but that's very much so easily masked by all these layers. And it's basically just that same main line that was repeated in the first verse, or the first section of the track, the A section. And that's honestly the same for the C section here, which kind of ends this entire song. One thing in particular is this little fill right here. That little thing is a Kirby sound that I got off of someone's video. I basically took an audio recording with voice memos. Basically, Kirby is only known for either sounding like a baby or saying the word poyo poyo. So it just sounds like this. Poyo! So I chopped that audio so that way I didn't get any leftover stuff from that person's video. And so that kind of ends the track. Right here though, more so, I leave everything out coming to the end of the song except for the drums. The drums leave. Try to create some sort of like isolation. And then there's this. This is actually the original timing, so this is really trippy. This is what it sounds like timed to 80 beats per minute. And then as the track ends, it goes back into its real time from the original recording. And then it's a simple fade out and the track is over. So that was a little breakdown of my Afterglow remix. The track is called This Feeling. It's out now on SoundCloud, so you can stream it there. Hopefully, I know I mentioned this almost a year ago, but hopefully I can get like a debit card or something so that way I can actually start selling these tracks on Bandcamp. I know it's a long time coming. It's gonna happen eventually. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. Be sure to subscribe to this. This is a new second channel. All the music production stuff, gameplay stuff that I decide to record sometimes, any like weird memes or student film projects, it's all gonna happen here. The main channel is now exclusively a vlog channel, or more so me doing fun stuff with friends and just messing around. But this is more so a private side of me, so you can really see more of what I do by myself in terms of like creativity. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and checking out the new channel. Be sure to like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.
I don't know nobody that can do it like this. I've been on the ground like this, like this, like this. Do you like this? Don't nobody do you like this, like this, like this. This is my shit. You be like, this about as good as it gets. Do it like this. Do it like, do it like, do it like.